Let's be real, you're tired. Tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of waking up every day thinking, is this it? Tired of doing everything you're supposed to do but still feeling like something's missing. I get it, you're not alone, but let me tell you something you need to hear. This is not the end. This is the beginning if you're willing to stop waiting for life to change and start changing it yourself. You weren't born to live on autopilot. You weren't born to just pay bills, scroll through your phone, complain, and sleepwalk through your days. That spark inside you, the one that whispers there's more, that's not random. That's your inner alarm clock, and guess what? It's going off because you've been hitting snooze on your own life for way too long. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to rescue you. You've got to rescue yourself. You've got to get sick of your own excuses. You've got to reach the point where staying stuck becomes more painful than taking the risk to change. And when that moment hits, you've got to move, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, this moment is your chance, your permission, your sign. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is unreliable. What you need is action, discipline, decisions. Get up 30 minutes earlier. Write the first sentence, take the first walk, say the thing you've been holding in. I don't care how small it is, just start. Start messy, start scared, but start. You think change takes a year? Nope. Change starts in 5 seconds, the moment you decide you've had enough, the moment you stop negotiating with fear and start betting on yourself. That's when everything shifts. You're not stuck, you're just scared. And you know what? Fear means you're alive. It means you care. Use it. The life you want isn't going to magically appear. You have to build it, brick by brick, choice by choice, no shortcuts, no perfect plan. Just daily, gritty, uncomfortable steps toward what matters. Tired of your life? Then do something about it. No more excuses, no more waiting. It's your turn now. You're not tired of life. You're tired of waking up every day without a sense of why. You're tired of doing things that drain you, of going through the motions, of spending every waking hour doing what's expected instead of what sets your soul on fire. That exhaustion you're feeling, it's not just physical. It's emotional, it's spiritual. You're not broken, you're disconnected. That's the truth. We've all been taught that if we check the boxes, the job, the degree, the relationship, the house, the schedule, then happiness will follow. But what no one tells you is that those things mean nothing if they aren't aligned with you, your values, your vision, your voice, and when you spend too long ignoring that voice inside the one that says, this isn't it, you start to feel numb. Lost, burned out, and you mistake that for being tired of life. But let me be crystal clear. You're not tired of living, you're tired of not really living. There's a massive difference. You're tired because you're pouring your energy into things that don't matter to you. You say yes when you mean no. You stay quiet when you want to scream. You spend your precious time and energy trying to keep everyone else happy, trying to look like you've got it together, trying to be who the world expects you to be, and then wonder why you feel so damn empty. That's not living, that's surviving. So if you're waking up tired, if your days blur together, if you're going to sleep dreading the next morning, don't ignore that. Don't brush it off as just stress, or just how life is. That's your wake-up call. That's your soul telling you, hey, we're off course. And if you keep ignoring that call, that tiredness turns into hopelessness, and hopelessness turns into resignation. You don't want to get there. You want to feel alive again. You've got to start listening to what you already know deep down, that you want more, not more stuff, more meaning, more honesty, more alignment, more moments where you feel proud, connected, lit up. That's what you're craving. That's the kind of tired you're dealing with, the kind that only purpose can fix. You don't need to quit your life. You need to reconnect with it. You need to stop pretending, stop numbing out, stop settling. You need to get curious about what actually energizes you, what excites you, what matters to you. Because when you start living in alignment with that, the tired starts to fade. The spark comes back. The days start to matter again, so no, you're not tired of life. You're tired of living the wrong version of it. And the moment you start owning that, everything can change. Let's just call it what it is. You keep waiting for someone to show up and rescue you. Someone to give you permission. Someone to notice that you're not okay. Someone to walk in and say, hey, I've got you, here's the plan, here's the confidence, here's the motivation you've been waiting for. But that someone, they're not coming. No one is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your partner, not your parents, not a coach, not a guru, not even a miracle. And as harsh as that sounds, it's actually the most liberating truth in the world. Because if no one's coming, it means you don't have to wait anymore. You can stop sitting in the passenger seat of your own life, waiting for the driver to show up. You can grab the damn wheel and steer. We live in a world that trains us to outsource responsibility. If only I had a better support system. If only my circumstances were different. If only someone would help me. Listen, I'm not saying your life has been easy. I'm not saying you haven't been through real stuff. I know you have, but I'm also telling you this. You're still responsible for where you go from here. You can't control the start, but you sure as hell control the next step. You want to feel better, then you have to decide that you are the one who's going to change this. Not wait, not wish, not wallow, decide, because the minute you take responsibility, everything shifts. It's no longer, why is this happening to me? It becomes, okay, what am I going to do about it? The second you stop waiting for someone else to fix it, you get your power back, you stop giving it away. You stop letting fear or people or the past write the script. That's when confidence starts to build. That's when momentum kicks in, and you don't have to have the full plan figured out. You just need to take the first step by yourself, for yourself. It can be messy, it can be imperfect, it can be terrifying, but it's yours. That's what matters, that's what changes you. You start to trust yourself, you start to believe, I've got this. Maybe I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not stuck, I'm not helpless, I'm not waiting. And once you stop waiting, you start moving, and once you start moving, that's when everything begins to change. So no one is coming, and thank God for that. Because it means the hero you've been waiting for has been right there all along, staring back at you in the mirror. Change doesn't wait for the perfect moment, and neither should you. You keep telling yourself you'll start when you have more time, when you feel more ready, when things calm down, when the stars align and your energy is just right. But here's the truth, that perfect moment, it's a lie, it doesn't exist. You'll never feel 100% ready, you'll never have zero fear. There will always be something in the way unless you decide to move anyway. Change doesn't take a year. It doesn't take some 10-step plan. Change begins the second you stop waiting and start doing. It's not about overhauling your whole life in one day. It's about doing something different in the next 5 minutes. That's it. 5 seconds of courage. One small act that breaks the cycle. That's where change is born. You've got this picture in your head of the version of yourself you want to be, more confident, more energized, more fulfilled. You can see it, but you're waiting for the perfect day to show up so you can finally start becoming that person. Stop. The perfect day is a myth. The only day that matters is today, and the only moment that counts is this one. Change happens when you realize you don't need permission. You don't need motivation. You need to decide that you're done waiting. Decide that you're done watching other people live while you hesitate. Decide that your life deserves more than a highlight reel of maybe tomorrow. Every breakthrough starts with a simple decision. I'm doing this, no matter how scared I am, no matter how messy it gets. No matter how uncomfortable I feel, that one decision creates a ripple, because once you start, you shift your brain from hesitation to action. You start building proof that you're not stuck, you're moving. And momentum is everything. You don't have to take a giant leap. Just take a step, open the document, go for the walk, speak the truth, set the boundary, hit publish, apply, call. Change doesn't need to be dramatic, it needs to be real. It needs to start, and you already know what you need to do. That idea that popped into your head as I was talking, yeah, that's the one. Stop arguing with it. Stop delaying it. Just go. The life you want is on the other side of a decision you've been avoiding. But you're not here to avoid anymore. You're here to rise. You're here to step into something more, not someday, but now. So take the breath. Count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move. That's how change starts. Not when you feel ready, when you act anyway. Let's get one thing straight. Motivation is a myth. It's not a strategy, it's a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. You keep waiting for the spark, that magical burst of energy where you suddenly feel like working out, speaking up, writing the thing, quitting the job, starting the business. But guess what? That feeling isn't coming. And if it does, it won't stick around long. You can't build a meaningful life on the back of something as flaky as motivation. You don't need to feel like it, you need to do it anyway, that's the secret. The real superpower isn't motivation, it's discipline. It's getting out of bed when you want to stay under the covers. It's showing up when no one's watching. It's doing the thing when your brain screams, I don't feel like it. Discipline is choosing your future over your feelings. That's the difference between people who change their lives and people who stay stuck. You think the most successful people are always fired up. Hell no. They're not more motivated than you. They're just better at doing it anyway. They don't wait until they feel ready. They get up, they take the action, and by taking the action, that's when momentum kicks in. That's when the energy shows up. Action first, motivation second. That's the formula. You want to feel more confident, act with confidence. You want energy, move your body. You want clarity, take the next messy step. Because the truth is, you don't think your way into a better life, you act your way there. And every time you do something hard, something uncomfortable, something inconvenient, you're not just getting results. You're training yourself to trust yourself, and let me tell you something else. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You're going to miss a day, you're going to fall off. So what? Start again, reset, show up. You're not aiming for perfection, you're aiming for ownership. And ownership means you do the thing even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when no one's clapping for you yet. You have dreams, then stop waiting to feel ready and start showing up like they already matter. Stop giving your feelings the final vote. Feelings are feedback, not facts. Just because you don't feel like it doesn't mean you don't need to do it. The truth is, the version of you that has the life you want, that version doesn't rely on motivation. They rely on action, on doing what needs to be done day in and day out, especially when it's inconvenient. So let's cut the drama. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need more hype. You need a decision. You need a plan. And then you need to show up for yourself whether you feel like it or not. That's what real power looks like. That's how change actually happens. Fear isn't the enemy, it's not a sign to stop. It's not proof that you're not ready. It's actually the clearest signal you're heading in the right direction. You want to grow, you want to change your life. Then get ready to be afraid often, because fear only shows up when something matters. It shows up when you're about to step outside the version of yourself you've always been and become someone new. We've been taught to see fear as danger, to back off, play it safe, stay where it's comfortable, but that's a lie. Fear isn't danger, it's data. It's your brain doing its job, trying to keep you from risk, from failure, from the unknown. That's its job, survival, but here's the thing, you're not trying to survive anymore, you're trying to thrive, you're trying to do something bigger than survive, you're trying to build a life you're proud of. And that means you have to stop letting fear make the decisions. The presence of fear doesn't mean you're doing something wrong, it means you're doing something important, something that's stretching you. Something that matters. If you're not afraid, you're not growing. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not doing anything new. So the question isn't, how do I get rid of fear? The real question is, am I going to let fear run the show, or am I going to run toward the thing I know I need to do? Here's the shift. Don't wait for fear to go away. Move with it. Carry it with you. Feel the tight chest, the racing heart, the second. Guessing and go anyway. That's courage. That's how you build confidence. Confidence doesn't come from success. It comes from doing things while scared and realizing you didn't die. You didn't fall apart, you handled it. That's how belief in yourself is built, through action, not through thought. And let's be honest, fear is boring. It tells the same story over and over. You can't, you'll fail, you'll embarrass yourself. But that voice, it's lying. The only thing fear is protecting you from is your own potential. That's the cost of staying safe. You trade your growth. You trade your joy, you trade your purpose, and for what? Comfort. You want to know what's really uncomfortable, regret. Wishing you'd said something. Wishing you'd tried, wishing you hadn't let fear make every choice for you. So feel the fear and do it anyway. Use it. Let it guide you toward what matters. The goal isn't to be fearless. The goal is to do it scared. Because everything you want, the dream, the confidence, the freedom, is sitting right on the other side of fear, waiting to see if you're brave enough to show up. And you are. Let's talk about the real reason most people stay stuck. They're waiting for a shortcut. A magic formula, a hack, some secret trick that will make change easy and instant. But I'm going to tell you something no one wants to hear. There is no shortcut. There's no fast track. The life you want isn't handed to you, it's built slowly, repetitively, through boring, uncomfortable, unglamorous actions that you take over and over again, brick by brick, choice by choice. That's how it's done. You want confidence, build it. You want a better relationship, show up for it. You want to change your career, your health, your mindset. Then start doing the things that align with the future you, not the tired, scared, past version of you. This isn't about waiting for some lightning bolt of inspiration. This is about deciding that your future matters more than your excuses. And here's the truth, there will be days you don't see results, days when it feels like nothing's working, days when you'll ask yourself, what's the point? That's normal. That's part of the process. Building anything meaningful takes time. It takes resilience. It takes a willingness to keep going, especially when you don't feel like it. Every decision you make is a brick. Every time you choose to eat better, show up on time, speak up, do the work, say no, say yes, you're laying the foundation of the life you want. You don't need a leap. You need consistent steps. You need to build proof for yourself that you can do this, that you're doing this, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep showing up. That's where transformation happens, not in the big, flashy moments, but in the daily discipline of doing what matters even when no one's watching. The truth is, you already know what you need to do. It's not about information, it's about execution. It's about making a different decision today than you made yesterday. It's about not letting a bad morning turn into a wasted day. It's about progress, not perfection. You build the life you want by living it before it's here. You take the actions of someone who already has the mindset, the energy, the focus. You don't wait to feel like that person. You become that person through what you do. That's how the shift happens, so stop looking for the elevator. Take the stairs. Every step you take is shaping who you become. One choice, one moment, one brick at a time, because real confidence, real growth, real freedom. It's not something you find, it's something you build. You're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not behind. You're just stuck in patterns that no longer serve you, waiting for a sign that it's time to change. Well, this is it. This is your moment. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait until it feels easy or safe. What you need is to decide that you are worth fighting for. That your life, your peace, your joy, your dreams, they matter. And the minute you decide to stop waiting and start doing, everything shifts. It starts with showing up for yourself, not once, not just when you're feeling good, but every day, especially the hard ones. You build your life in the smallest moments, when you get up even though you're tired, when you speak even though your voice shakes, when you move even when you're scared. That's where power lives. That's where change begins. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to start. Take the first step. Trust that the rest will meet you, because everything you want, the purpose, the fire, the freedom, it's not out there waiting. It's already in you, waiting to be claimed, and the only thing standing between you and the life you crave is the decision to begin now.